Hello and welcome back to our podcast. I am Dr. Alison Chiwara. I'm the founder and CEO of Human Focus Limited, a company that is dedicated to creating happier and healthier workforces and workplaces. Today, we're going to talk about the humble climb. Yes, the humble climb. And I'm doing this in a bid to make us a bit more mindful and heart-led and better balanced individuals. We will focus on the indispensable part of humility, how maintaining humility as we rise to the top is a really crucial element of sustainable success. Entrepreneurship is often depicted as a fierce race to the top, a solo climb where we showcase our accomplishments and marvel in our glory, all of the exciting things we've been able to do. And often, we've done it with the help of others. But we showcase it as a solo climb. But I want us to pause for a moment and reconsider the narrative, or that narrative. The truth is, our rise and growth is really a solitary endeavor. We are surrounded and supported by a network of mentors, colleagues, friends, and even family who lift us up along the way. I reflect on the words of Jim Rohn, who said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Who are those 5 people? Therefore, your climb has not been solo, has it? It's important to surround ourselves with those that inspires and also challenge us positively. Each person we connect with plays a really important role in our journey, contributing to our growth and success story. And those people we mustn't forget. I want us to look closer at the journey itself, the path to entrepreneurship, the path to professional and personal growth. It's often a winding one, and it's filled with peaks of troughs and valleys of challenges. Like I've always said, entrepreneurship and real professional growth is not for the faint-hearted. It requires you to put in hard work. I will take us back to a company that we all know, perhaps Starbucks. Well, the CEO of Starbucks, Howard Schultz, his story goes like this. He grew up in a working-class neighborhood in Brooklyn, where he witnessed the struggles of his own parents. Howard's rise was marked not only by his ambition, but by a profound understanding of the community he had grown in. He often reflects on how his background shaped his vision for Starbucks, a company that he says prioritizes employee welfare and community engagement. Howard said, "In times of adversity and change, we really discover who we are and what we're made of. And it's this humility that has allowed him to create a culture that values people over profits." How incredible. So, how do we practice humility as leaders while climbing the ladder of success? Well, these 2 things. First, we must practice gratitude. I say this all the time. Do things with a grateful heart. Regularly acknowledging and appreciating those who've supported us along this is important, even the critics, because they've allowed us to reshape our vision, reshape our strategies, etc. A heartfelt thank you does have magic in it. It can strengthen relationships. And often, it also allows us to reflect on the journey that I want to call a collective effort. Secondly, we must look at how do we actively look for feedback from those people, our support network. Humble leaders invite criticism, and they're always open to learning, and that's really important. That's humility. This openness creates a culture of trust where everyone feels valued and empowered in that process. Remember that feedback itself is actually a gift. It's a gift that can eliminate our blind spots and guide us towards improving that which we need to work on. So it's not a bad thing at all. I also want to look at one incredible leader. When he walked into this company, he inherited a company that needed a whole cultural overhaul, really. He emphasized that he needed to walk into this new job with a growth mindset. And he wanted to do so focusing on empathy and inclusivity. This man is Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft. And indeed, he did a cultural overhaul. He said one of his remarkable statements was, "Our industry does not respect tradition. It only respects the innovation." Yet, hear me out, he grounded this innovation in understanding and respect for his team. He really bought the idea that technology should serve humanity, not overshadow it, but the opposite. And as we go on to these entrepreneurial journeys, it's important that we as leaders adopt humility as a powerful asset. It allows us to build those deeper connections with our team, with our helpers, our destiny helpers, as some of us might want to call them. And it also allows us to be open to collaboration and create inclusive environments where people are able to contribute to our success too. Think back on the times you've needed support. Remember when we needed to go for pitching, for funding, when we've had project setbacks, when we've had personal crises that have almost brought our businesses to a halt. Those early contacts, those early connections, they were built on trust and respect. Those connections become invaluable resources. Even as we climb to the top, they must never be left. We must tag them along with us. These connections can offer guidance and fresh perspective all the way to the top. And sometimes they can be actually our push in terms of motivation. Because this climb does get tough sometimes. And even at the top, it's not always going to be rosy. So those moments, we go back to our old contacts. So it's important to bring them along on the journey and not leave them behind. Humility also means being aware of the impact we have on others. As we rise, it's easy to become engrossed in our success and forget the struggles of those still on their journey. A humble leader recognizes their privilege. And we use that privilege to position and uplift others. That is a humble leader. Let's revisit actually the story of the legendary Nelson Mandela, who I absolutely adore personally, who despite achieving great power, he remained grounded in his principles of equality and service. He did. Mandela once said, "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we've made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life that we lead." His humility and focus on collective progress continues to inspire me, continues to inspire us. And we must consider how we can make a difference in the lives of those around us. Otherwise, it's not a life well lived, is it? I have this thing that I believe that humility in leadership is about being approachable, listening actively, and valuing the input of every one of the people that surround us. It means celebrating the success of others too, and acknowledging that we don't have all the answers. This creates an environment where growth really flourishes all around. And that's where the best ideas actually come from embracing others along the way. And as we reflect on our own journeys, let's ask ourselves, are we truly cultivating a culture of humility in our workplaces? Are we remembering the people who held us along the way? Remember that the climb is really a straight path. It's filled with twists and turns, And sometimes we may find ourselves needing those early connections more than ever. Let's be humble as we rise, recognizing that our achievements are not solely our own, but the result of a collective effort from those that have supported us on this journey. And as you progress on your journey, whether it's professional, entrepreneurial, well, hold on to this thought. Success is not just what you accomplish in your life, but what you inspire others to do. That's powerful. Humility will not only shape your leadership, but also enrich the relationships that you have and make your journey much, much, much more meaningful. I encourage you to take a moment each day to express gratitude. Say thank you. Seek feedback and lift others as you rise. Thank you for joining me today as we talk about the humble climb. Let's make our ascent together, remembering that true success is built on a foundation of humility and collaborating with those that we trust and value. Until next time, keep climbing and keep lifting others along the way. And it's a goodbye from me and Human Focus Limited to your organization, to your household. And until next time, thank you.